Chapter 8. The Village Observation. The cellar was cool and smelled of damp earth and rotted apples. Nancy dropped lightly onto a pile of burlap sacks, her heart thumping against her ribs. She remained motionless for a full minute, listening. Above her, the floorboards groaned, a heavy rhythmic tread. Silas Grymes was pacing the parlor directly overhead. Using her small fountain pen flashlight, Nancy swept a thin beam of light across the room. It was a graveyard of discarded farm equipment, rusted scythes, broken churns, and a stack of old crates. "If I were a man who didn't trust his own shadow, where would I put it?" she whispered to herself. She remembered Miss Marple's advice about the obvious hiding place. A man like Grymes wouldn't hide the case under a floorboard. He was too arrogant for that. He would want it within reach, yet out of sight of a casual glance through a window. Nancy's light landed on a large, soot-stained coal copper in the corner. She crept toward it, her shoes making no sound on the dirt floor. She lifted the heavy iron lid. There, sitting atop a layer of dusty anthracite, was the steel-bound vanity case. A surge of triumph raced through her, but it was short-lived. A sudden sharp sound echoed from outside, the high-pitched frantic calling of a name. "Fluffy! Oh, Fluffy, come to Auntie, you naughty kitten!" The signal. Nancy grabbed the handle of the case. It was incredibly heavy, the steel reinforcements biting into her palm. Above her, the pacing stopped abruptly. A chair scraped back. "Who's out there?" a man's voice snarled, muffled by the floorboards. Nancy didn't wait to hear the rest. She scrambled back toward the cellar window, pushing the heavy case through the narrow opening first. It landed with a dull thud in the tall grass outside. She hauled herself up, her muscles straining, just as the cellar door at the top of the stairs creaked open. "I know someone's down there," Grymes shouted. Nancy tumbled out of the window and into the weeds. She grabbed the case and ran, staying low, toward the yew tree where Miss Marple stood. The elderly woman was still calling for the cat, her face a mask of innocent concern, though her eyes were darting toward the house. "Nancy, dear, there you are," Miss Marple said loudly as Nancy reached her. Then, in a sharp whisper, "To the hedgerow, quickly. He's coming out the front." They slipped behind the thick screen hawthorn just as Silas Grymes flung open the farmhouse door. He stood on the porch, a poker from the fireplace gripped in his hand, his pinstripe trousers splattered with mud. He looked frantically at the ground, then toward the woods. "I've got it, Miss Marple," Nancy panted, clutching the case. "Excellent, Nancy, but we cannot run back through the meadow," Miss Marple said, her voice calm despite the circumstances. "He is younger and faster than I. He will see us. We must go through the vicar's garden path. It's a shortcut, but very narrow." As they hurried down the hidden path, Nancy looked back. Grymes had spotted the disturbed mud near the cellar window. His roar of rage echoed across the fields. "He knows," Nancy said. "Let him know," Miss Marple replied, a steely glint in her eyes. "By the time he reaches the village, he will find that St. Mary Mead is not quite the defenseless little place he imagines. We shall go to the Blue Boar. It is time for a very public confrontation."